Welcome back to Mind Pump TV. I'm your host, Danny Matranga, and today we are gonna bust 10 fitness myths in under 5 minutes. Exercise can erase my poor eating habits. All right, this is simply not the case. Exercise is something that we do to build muscle, to build metabolic health, to build strength, to build fitness. And most general workouts don't burn enough calories to offset the traditional Western diet, right? In America, we live in an obesogenic environment. Most people are sedentary. They eat a lot of hyperpalatable, high-calorie foods. So the best thing to do is to eat a moderate, controlled diet and exercise for health and wellness. I don't want to build my muscles. I'd rather tone them, all right? Here's the thing about how your body works and how specifically muscle cells work. They're either going to grow or they are going to shrink. They are not going to change size. They're more than likely not going to change composition and structure. They're gonna grow or they're gonna shrink. And for women, when you hear the tone thing, it's more about building a relatively sleek, lean, good-looking female physique. That's it. All right, so this is one that kind of drives me crazy, and that's that there are specific exercises for women and specific exercises for men. Not the case. What there really are specifically desirable physique goals that women tend to prefer and men tend to prefer. Men want big traps, so they do shrugs. That doesn't make it a men's exercise. Women want big glutes, so they do hip thrusts. Doesn't make it a women's exercise. Exercises and programs are largely genderless. If you want to avoid getting too big, you should do high rep, low weight training. Not necessarily the case. They've shown a large degree of evidence in the scientific literature to support hypertrophy or muscle growth being possible at a variety of repetition ranges. So high reps, moderate reps, low reps. The primary driver of hypertrophy is cumulative volume and repetitions close to failure. So you can grow at any rep range. So don't be tripping. You need a stretch before you work out. Again, also not necessarily the case in all situations. There's some scientific evidence to support that pre-workout stretching might increase injury risk as well as decrease force production. That being said, whether you choose to look at the scientific body of evidence or just simply look at what your body needs, you don't need a stretch before every single workout. What you might want to do is a mild 5-minute cardiorespiratory warm-up to get your heart rate going and some local muscle work to get the stuff you're about to train ready. I can spot target fat loss or side bends, get the fat off of your love handles, things like that. Okay, this simply is not the case. There's very little evidence to support that you can specifically target the fat cells you want to mobilize. Generally speaking, your genetics play a bigger role in what areas mobilize first, but a general caloric deficit, quality exercise, and resistance training should get the fat off you slowly but surely. Fasted cardio for fat loss. Now, yes, you do burn more fat doing cardio fasted than when you do cardio fed, but here's the interesting thing. There's this crossover effect. Whatever fuel you burn most during exercise, you typically prioritize the other fuel throughout the day. So for example, fasted morning cardio that burns more stored body fat, sure, you're gonna burn more ingested carbohydrate throughout the day, vice versa. The fat burning heart rate zone on the treadmill, right? So this is a big one, like I need to be in my fat burning zone. There are aerobic zones at lower heart rates where you're training your aerobic systems. There are more anaerobic zones at your higher level heart rates where you're training your anaerobic systems. The aerobic system generally burns more fat. The anaerobic is generally more glycolytic or carb dependent. But again, that crossover concept comes into play. You usually burn what you didn't during exercise the rest of the day. Okay, should your weight loss be contingent on protein shakes? Do you need protein shakes to lose weight? Absolutely not. I'm actually a big no protein shake fan. Here's why. You take a protein shake, you pound it back, it gets through your body, it's already largely digested. You don't do a lot of the mechanical digestion, so you will likely get hungry more quickly. Instead, find a whole food source of protein, eat that, chew that, allow it to digest fully. You'll be hungrier, satiated, and get all the same protein. Even better. So egg yolks are full of fat. You don't want to eat them. You want to only eat the egg whites because they're lower in calories. Can't agree with that one either. My opinion is this: while the egg white does present an incredible opportunity to get some high quality protein, the egg yolk contains protein as well as a ton of different very beneficial vitamins and nutrients. And when we talk about overall health and wellness, it's not just about calories, right? You have to be hitting on all cylinders with your micronutrients, so egg yolks are great. 10 fitness myths busted in under 5 minutes. Sorry I couldn't elaborate more on some of those topics. I was working on a timer, but that was fun. Hopefully it helps. What are some of the most egregious fitness myths you've seen in your time as a lifter, or things that maybe you've tried that you found out after the fact weren't necessarily the best thing to do? I'd love to hear them in the comments section below. Feel free to sound off and ask questions. We go through there all the time, try to answer them. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and thank you for tuning in to Mind Pump TV.